So for my project, I chose to focus on the digital community of Yelp. I'll get into what exactly Yelp is in just a little bit, but just a quick little biography. It was founded in 2004 by former PayPal employees Jeremy Stoppelman and Russell Simmons, and they are headquarters in San Francisco, along with a plethora of other tech companies. Almost all the revenue is through advertising, and mostly used as a mobile application, but they are popular as a website as well, and you can use their services through the website as long as you create a user profile. What it was a platform for crowdsourced business reviews. Anyone can use this platform as long as they create a profile. You can post along with reviews, relevant photos, tips, recommendations. Business owners can claim their businesses on Yelp and provide users with information they think is relevant, such as the menu or hours. Yelp does have a function for prolific Yelp users to become elite Yelpers, as what they're called, and these Yelpers are offered additional perks and events to provide continual, reliable, and steady reviews of businesses they frequent. So looking at the Gartner hype cycle, I would say Yelp is easily in the plateau of productivity. They've been around since 2004, kind of stood the test of time, so to speak. There are, several competitors now, so there is definitely, a market for this. The space is still there, and there's still a ton of money to be made here. They've also branched into additional secondary services, so clearly they've got their shtick down. The Mary Meeker talk, she mentioned the growth of advertising quite a bit. Looking at Yelp, this trend holds as well. The number of ad clicks by mobile has steadily increased. They're have the plethora or the lion's share of ad clicks. She also mentioned how mobile users are also climbing, particularly in other countries around the world, and this is true with Yelp. The number of Yelp mobile users is also climbing. Looking at their additional services, I kind of align this with what Amazon is doing, branching into a lot of other different things. Yelp has, ventured into delivery and online reservation services, also acquired a Wi-Fi marketing company. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that in the future, but I can also see something like a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin being integrated in the app in the future for users to pay for services of the businesses with this feature. Bezos also mentioned the Peter Thiel Gawker controversy and how he discourages people from trying to fight the press, so to speak. Yelp similarly has discouraged businesses from seeking legal means to remove negative reviews of their businesses, even if they felt the reviews were unwarranted, so did kind of see an analogous situation there. Looking at privacy and security, Yelp has some issues here. They're one of the first big apps to offer Facebook instant personalization, which in hindsight was probably not such a great idea. They've been involved in a couple data breaches, including the Cloudbleed breach in 2017. I've also found dozens of instances of users providing negative reviews of certain private healthcare practices, and when the owners of these practices responded to these reviews, they were violating HIPAA, announcing that some of these users had whatever diseases or so. So definitely had some privacy issues there. So different fronts here that Yelp has to deal with relating to user privacy. So the state of employment of Yelp currently have around 4,300 employees. Pretty good balance between male and female. But if you dig down into the individual sectors, such as the tech sector, still heavily male, and that's one of the areas their CEO has mentioned that he wants to hopefully swing back to a better balance. As far as international employment, they've scaled that back quite a bit recently to focus on their home markets of the U.S. and Canada. And they do offer a couple public-private partnerships in select cities, particularly their home city of San Francisco. The city encourages citizens to use Yelp to find things such as the health scores of restaurants, as opposed to just going to these businesses themselves to find them. I'm going to try to do a quick little video here. It talks about the potential for fake Yelp reviews, and I kind of line this with the Chinese 50-cent party. So hopefully I can get this to play. Here we go.
The sting operation is underway, and it's happening online on Yelp. Millions of people go there every month to get tips on where to shop and eat. As that internet traffic heats up during the holidays, Undercover detectives are hunting down fake reviews and shaming the businesses that pay for them. So how can you tell what's authentic and what's phony? ABC's Cecilia Vega has the clues.
There is some serious cyber shadiness going on. Businesses trying to pay for their own positive online reviews to boost their bottom line. But now one well-known company is cracking down.
One jewelry store was paying someone $200.
Ooh, must be some good reviews, right?
This is an ongoing cat and mouse game. People are always going to try to game the system.
A very powerful system. Yelp gets more than 71 million visitors a month. But now Yelp is taking on a new role, detective, using its own undercover employees and a top-secret computer filter to spot fakes.
This is not acceptable behavior. And frankly, it's not just unethical, but it's probably illegal. And we think we need to let business owners know that you can't go out there and try and mislead your consumers.
Here's how it works. Yelp says this Los Angeles moving company posted on Craigslist, "I'm willing to pay you $50 if you can write and post a review for my business." The Yelp employee posing as a writer for hire replies, "I'm interested." Then they display the evidence for all to see, a kind of scarlet letter of the internet age. That company didn't return our calls, but this San Francisco scavenger hunt business let us right in. Why would you feel the need to go to that length of asking someone to write a fake review?
It makes it easier for people to find you.
But the owner's plan backfired.
Busted in the sting.
Busted.
The Yelp police.
By some estimates, as many as 30% of online reviews are complete fakes, from hotels to toys to books. So how do you spot them? Here are the clues. Truthful reviews often talk about physical space, using specific details like floor and small. Fake reviewers often talk mainly about themselves and their companions. Words like husband can be red flags. As for Joe Garvey, do you feel like that was dishonest in any way?
Yeah, I guess it was a little bit.
Was it worth doing?
No.
Cecilia Vega, ABC News, San Francisco.
So as you can see, Yelp does have an issue here with kind of the authenticity of their reviews. And getting, on another front of that, looking at machine learning and AI, that also poses a threat to the future of Yelp reviews. If you look at these 3 reviews here, you might think it'd be pretty easy to find the one that was picked or created by a bot. But in actuality, all 3 of these were created by AI and bots that were designed to create Yelp reviews. So definitely a problem that they'll might need to address in the future. Yelp communication, kind of on looking at the Sherry Turkle talk, she encourages, kind of the face-to-face interaction, and just off the top of your head, you might think Yelp, is kind of the opposite of this. There are some advantages to this, though. It does allow users to interact with a ton of other different users that they might not normally interact with. It is better than, just seeking a single opinion of one individual you may know. Getting a crowdsourced kind of reviews of a business might provide a better accurate representation of a business. And also business owners can interact with their customers, which may not have previously been possible without Yelp. There are disadvantages, though. As mentioned previously, there's no perfect way to identify the authenticity of any of these reviews. It's not a problem when you find someone in real life to determine if they're a real or not. But there's also the tendency for Yelp reviews to happen in response to a highly positive or negative visit, and get into that in a little bit. But finding love on Yelp is possible, but clearly not the intention of the Yelp app. I did find dozens of instances of couples who have met through Yelp. Yelp does offer an event function, which is kind of what makes this possible. They allow users to post events happening in the community, and other Yelp users can find these events and choose to go and meet these other Yelpers in the area, and that's been how a lot of these couples have met in the past. So, as mentioned previously, Yelp has a tendency and the reputation for their reviews to be kind of emotionally charged and kind of happening in response to what a user perceives as a highly positive or negative experience with the business. This pattern does lead to the polarization of reviews, but this sort of tendency for Yelpers to immediately leave a review after an experience is kind of like a knee-jerk reaction. and it would be considered a System 1 type of thinking here, as talked about in the Thinking Fast and Slow talk. And there is, because they have this tendency to be associated with the emotional state of the user, I do think there is a potential in the future to integrate effective computing methods in which users, could leave reviews automatically with a, like a quick facial scan in response to a visit to a business. So then business owners can get a better, more accurate picture of, what users actually think of their business, and they can get, a much wider sample of these reviews and not have to rely on users inputting manual reviews. Looking at memes, there is a healthy culture of memes related to Yelp, and particularly the stereotype of Yelp users. As I mentioned, they're often associated with users being motivated to leave negative reviews because of an experience they perceived as being, negative. So most of these memes focus on the potential or the stereotypical Yelp user, but there is quite a healthy dose of these out there. That's my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. These are the sources, and yeah, that's Yelp.